안녕하세요. 오늘 방송 다음 주 월요일 부분을 읽도록 하겠습니다. 초점이 자꾸 흐려지는데요. 네. 자, 여기는요. Day 50 되겠습니다. 얼른 읽어볼게요. I heard him saying, Ginger, honey, you sure are looking good. But we were out of range then, and I couldn't hear her reply. I turned to Hank and momentarily forgot why I was there. He did not look like Joe John abandoned La La Llama, but he was just as handsome. He smiled at me. Don't worry, I get caught in a trap once when I was a kid. How old is your brother? 5. Then I remembered that he was 4. I blushed. That's how old I am. That's how old I was. And later I ran track in high school. He smiled again. I wasn't any good, but I made the team. I glanced out the window, then said shyly, Really? You caught me in a lie, he said. He grinned. It was junior varsity. Hang on. The truck screeched through the street and made a sharp turn. He reached the field I had just come from and jumped over the curb and onto the grass. I bounced up and hit the ceiling of the car. My teeth clattered together when I landed. For a moment, I feared I'd made a big mistake by finding this crazy driving Hank Garvin. But he was so calm. It made me calmer. I said, I think you go left here. Here? He said. Yeah, hang on. He turned hard left while I hung on. I had never been alone like this with a grown-up white person, but I wasn't scared exactly. I felt breathless and excited. He bumped along as if he drove over fields like this every day. Your daddy work in the hatchery? Yes. My mother works in the big plant. Really? My wife is helping to unionize that plant. Lately, my mother and father sometimes talked in low voices about the attempts to unionize the plant. I'd overheard my mother say you couldn't trust anyone anymore. And Silly had told me that one of the pro-union workers had got beaten up one night. Now I felt scared. What if Hank Graven was secretly a thug? I wasn't even sure what a thug was exactly, which was all the more reason to be scared. A thug could be anyone, anywhere. Hank seemed to sense my fear. He drove with his knees, maneuvering the steering wheel while he searched his pockets and came up with a piece of striped gum and that he threw to me. He took the wheel with his hands again. I was holding on for my very life. He smiled. He was so awfully handsome. I've never been in an accident in 30 years. 30 years! He was as too old for me. He was way too old for me. I put some gum in my mouth. You go right here, I said. At least, I think so. What is your name? Katie? Hang on, Katie. He veered right. I hung on tight and then I saw my sister and brother. 네, 여기까지네요. 여기까지 월요일 1급 부분 읽어봤습니다. 또 만나요. 뿅!